My name's Oliver. I'm now 23, 24 on August 22nd, and I go by he, him, they, them as my pronouns. This happened to me when I was in my second year at university, majoring in hospitality. I was 20 at the time. I lived in a rental apartment that had 3 rooms on the 3rd floor of the apartment building, which was 15 minutes away by foot from my university, so I shared them with another 2 people to get cheaper rent. I shared them with a 3rd-year senior named Michael, who majored in electrical engineering, and an alumni who was in for his MBA for linguistics, named Sam. We sometimes do like to play pranks on each other since we were kind of active on social media. Yeah, for the clout. Anyways, as I remember, on the 25th of August 2016, about 3 days after my birthday, I had headed back home after a part-time job around 6 p.m. On that day, both Michael and Sam were out drinking, which made me the only person home. As soon as I arrived in the hallway of my apartment, I saw a girl crouching in front of the front door to my room. I looked around for a bit before letting out a short, tiring sigh and said, "Miss, do you live here? Do you need my help to call the landlord just in case you lost your key or something?" I waited for a reply to my question for about a minute or so, and all of a sudden she started to stand up and look at me, and she asked if Leon was around. I kind of sighed with relief and told her Leon went out drinking with his friends. If you would like, you can wait inside. She then smiled and nodded her head. I, however, without hesitation, just unlocked the door and let her in. I then told her to sit wherever she feels comfortable, which she ended up sitting on the sofa. I tried offering her drinks and asked if she ate dinner, and she said, "I don't need anything. I just want to meet Leon." I raised my eyebrow a little, and I proceeded to ask what her relationship was with Leon, and she told me that she was his girlfriend. From what I know about Leon, I've never seen him go on a date, or even talk about his dating life. All he ever told us was that he used to date a girl 5 years ago when he was heavily drunk a few months back. I then just shrugged it off since I wasn't interested in prying into someone's love life. I then asked her if she tried calling Leon, and she replied with, "I don't have a phone with me." I then raised my eyebrows again with a questioning face. I mean, it's 2016. Anyone her age owns a smartphone at least. I then just grabbed my phone out of my pocket and offered it to her to use it to call Leon, but she refused and said, "I think I'll just wait." I then said, "Are you sure? They'll be pretty late. Maybe leave a text?" But she replied with, "No, I said I'll wait," sternly. So I let out a sigh and said, "Look, lady, I'm tired, but if you insist on waiting, at least text him." I then waited for her to reply, and all she did was turn to the left side and stare out the window. I soon then just gave up and told her I'll be going for a quick shower. I brought my phone along to the shower and texted Leon about his girlfriend, and then I hopped into the shower. About 25 to 30 minutes later, I received a call from Leon. I was done with my shower and putting on my shirt and shorts, and I answered his phone call with him saying, "Hey, read your text. Is this some kind of half-assed prank? I'm not dating anyone currently." I replied to him, "I feel like I'm being pranked here. She insisted on waiting for you. She told me she's your girlfriend." He then asked me what her name was, which I never got to ask her. Then he asked me to describe her. I told him that she has long brownish hair with brown eyes, probably about 5'2", wearing a dark blue sweatshirt too big for her, with a pair of jeans and black sneakers. Soon after hearing that, Leon stayed quiet for about 5 minutes. I asked him, "What's wrong, crazy ex-girlfriend?" while chuckling. He then said something I didn't expect to hear. "Ollie, that girl, she sounds like she was my girlfriend from 5 years ago. She died from jumping off her family's apartment building." I stayed in silence in shock. Sweat started breaking out. He then said, "Just don't do or say anything to her. I'll be back in a few minutes, but don't hang up." I then could hear him running through the phone. I, on the other hand, didn't believe him, thinking it might be a prank. I went out of the bathroom with my hair still kind of wet, and there I saw her standing on the rail of the balcony while saying, "I'm never good enough for him," while tears were running down her face. Upon seeing this, I threw my phone down and ran close to the balcony entrance and told her to come inside desperately. She only turned her face toward me and smiled and said, "He will never find happiness," and jumped off. I screamed while trying to grab her, but only missed. I closed my eyes in fear, then opened my eyes to look down and see nothing. That girl who jumped off was nowhere to be found. Soon after that, Leon arrived, panting, and he saw me on the balcony and walked towards me and asked where she was. I told him what happened. He sighed in relief and told me that he's been seeing her in his dreams, and sometimes would see a silhouette of her from time to time. It was probably because he kept that dark blue sweatshirt she had wore when she jumped off, which originally belonged to Leon. He received them back from her mother a month ago during the anniversary of her death. Honestly, I don't know how to feel about that experience. Leon still hasn't dated anyone, and he never opens up about what happened between him and her. I never forced him to tell me anything, but the words she muttered before jumping about how he will never find happiness makes me think there might be more to her story. As for the sweatshirt, Leon told me he left it on her gravestone, and I've never seen her again.